Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live on YouTube. This is Tara Lee Live, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, Drake. Hello, Drake.
Hello, hello. Cheers, everyone.
We are going to get live. We are live. Now we're going to get lit. We're going to hang out with the HASHtribe. We're going to throw out the invite for everybody to hang out. If somebody wants to jump on, say good morning to us, say hello to the cannabis community, tell us a cool thing they got going on. Maybe there's some cool shout outs they want to do. You're free to hop on and join us anytime. Drake, I'm going to turn it over to you for the announcements while I throw out the links. I am going to get Top Chat not up and live chat up instead. Here we go.
Yes, exactly. You got to get rid of that pesky top chat. That's always a good way to do it. I myself am barely live yet this morning. I'm more dead than live. So let's see if we can amend that by the end of the show. I'm excited.
I'm going to need this daylight savings times to go back an hour, to give us an hour.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm very out of it with all that stuff generally. So I can't say I'm upset to hear about it. I generally don't know how I feel about them, but when it comes down to the time that we're, getting this facade gained hour, that works with me. That works with me just fine. So we were joking. We'll be doing the 9 a.m., 10 a.m. show tomorrow.
I know. I was thinking we needed to move it back for like a winter hour because I was really having a hard time getting up. Hour. I think I can make it. So it's going to be an hour. So tomorrow morning, you guys, if you got somewhere to be, remember the hours are going to go back. For some of us, not all states do that from what I understand. Is Arizona one of them that doesn't do it or something like that? Nevada, one of those areas. Is that right? Arizona, Nevada area. I think that's one of them. I don't know. Maybe not.
Someone will have to let us know. I'm out of it.
Good morning. How you doing, CBD voter? We got Benny G in the house. What's up? We got Salty. How are you? How is Florida? We got 9-inch colas in the house. And Old Smoke, how are you? What is up? Let's have a dab. I pressed out some orange cake yesterday out of this nice big bag right here. Oh nice. My God. Is it trichomy? I am super excited.
Triked right out.
I can't wait to squish that some more or make some hash out of that.
You're going to squish it even more than you did in that turkey bag?
I'm going to squish it more. And it's going to have some amazing shit run out of it like this. Watch. It's got some colors in it, like iridescent colors here in a minute. Well, it'll focus.
Come on, camera, pull them out.
Just a minute.
Can't be hating on the flower rosin.
It's going to focus here. Just a minute. We're going to get to focus. Really?
There we go. Took a little bit of effort.
Look at that color. Isn't that crazy?
Neat. Wow, I totally missed it. Which cultivar is this again?
Orange cake.
Orange cake.
I did not grow this one. This is the one that my friend Steve grew a monster. Did he grow? There's more hanging out. Like I'm bucking it off right now as we speak. So I think if it cured a little bit more, I would really love it even more. Like it needs just a little bit more cure, but I'm really happy with it.
Pretty fresh, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to smoke it throughout this whole show. I'm going to do one cultivar. This is a kind of a new thing I'm trying. Like I did last week, I did the Zellies. I smoked that throughout the show. And the week before that, I did the Congo through the whole show. Yeah. So I kind of want to do this with each cultivar that I have and kind of see really what that high does for me starting my day off.
Wicked.
Kind of experiment.
Yeah, it's something that's not commented as much in kind of like the general eye. The hash producers, have a good grasp on it for sure. But one of the things that is really, really important, or at least can play a very important or significant role in the overall quality of the hash is the curing process of it. So now you've got your hash level, you've got your hash rosin. Well, this product was it was fresh pressed. It was pressed yesterday. It was just in parchment and kind of like a slab form and a little bit darker. I don't know if I have a picture on hand, but just threw it into the jars and let it cure up over the day. And now it's turned a lot more waxy because
Isn't that crazy how it turns that light color? Like it actually comes out dark and like then all of a sudden it gets this creamy white.
And it depends how you store it. I have one in the fridge, in which I don't want to pull out just because it's fucking stored in there for a reason. So I have that in like the crisper drawer just to keep it in the consistency in which we, received it in for the most part. Then I've got the jar that I'm dabbing out of, which gets exposed to room temperature quite often. It's just sitting in the jar without the most amazing seal. So it has, waxed up a fair amount. Another kind of hack is once you jar it and it starts to wax out, if you just take this and whip the shit out of it and then do like the standard little rosin dimples with the dab tool that everyone does on the top, let it sit again, right temperatures for a while, it'll turn into that really battery with the kind of terp layer consistency. Additionally, if you don't disturb it at all from getting it in your jar, like putting it in your jars from if you don't direct squish into jars, so you have it on parchment, then the sooner the better, but get it from that parchment into a container, not completely filled. And I have one sitting at, say, 84 degrees, let's say, roughly, Fahrenheit. And that one within a day has like a pretty significant terp layer on top already. And it's the exact same product, which is cool. So it's, in this sense, when you first get the product, you put it into the jar, it goes from its kind of more taffy-like consistency to a wax. You actually still generally have a lot of the terpenes inside the product. So then when you whip the crap out of it, beat the crap out of it, you generally get another consistency change. Not always, it's cultivar dependent and there's other factors, of course, but you can get that consistency change and actually get it to start separating out a little bit. And, just some of the more, what do you want to call it? More photogenic pictures, but this way you get all the goodies in there. So I like leaving it just as raw as it is.
Cheers, everyone. First bake of the day.
Little puppy's just being a burden, so I'm trying to trick
Orangey.
her with the toy.
Orangey, but not. It's kind of got the orange rind on it because it has that bitterness at the end.
A bit of that peel coming through, a little sour, a little bitter.
Yeah. And it's not
Sharp.
You could say it's orange cake, like a cakey taste, but not like that sweet, over pungent orange that like that orange cleaner orange is a little different. It's almost kind of going that direction. It does not have the vanilla cake that I like the vanilla, like that cakey vanilla that you think of when you think of cake. It doesn't have that.
I've got some animal sorbet. That's what this is, and it's, like I said before, I don't know about the animal or the sorbet, but it's definitely got that really heavy, what would be equated to like the fuel-y complex, more of a gasoline than diesel, but it has an odd earthy funk to it. I always equate it to like a GCG or like cushy little tone to it that gives your nose a little bit of the tickle. It's very common when you just start, even when you're trimming fresh and you bust open, it's the late 90s or 2000s, like that kind of like standard smell, especially in BC here. Like it's very common. And it's really good effects so far. I've been enjoying it. Just the compounds inside of this specific plant seem to do well for myself. Like I got a few hours of sleep the other night, so that was pretty good. So I actually went and grabbed some personal from buddy. I was like, hey, I slept more than 2 hours. I think I'm gonna have to grab a little more of that. So we'll see what Cam thinks. He hasn't even heard about it yet. So, but I just grabbed a little bit for that personal need of being able to sleep.
Nice. Okay, I'm throwing the link out in chat. If anybody would like to join us, there is the live link. You're welcome to hop on and hang out with us today. We're just going to do a little update. I have right now what I'm doing. I am bucking right now. All the material, as soon as I feel like the branch kind of makes that snapping sound, but actually doesn't break, that's kind of when I'm bucking it off. That's kind of how I'm paying attention. I don't know. What do you do, Drake?
And then from bucking, are you just you're cutting it down, bagging it, putting it in the jars, and then burping and so on and so forth?
I'm
Okay.
actually not going into jars. I'm going
Eggs,
straight
turkey
into
legs.
turkey bags.
And you just open them
Um,
easier.
Yeah, and then I'm just opening them, and then I'm storing all the turkey bags out in the shop in a tub, and then I'm opening the tub and just opening the bags and then turning the bags back down. That's what I'm doing. I didn't want to deal with the buckets this year. This is just easier. I do have some of those buckets with the air thing going through it, but I don't know. I kind of enjoy opening the bags and smelling them every morning. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I feel you there.
I think they're dry enough that I'm not worried either about pushing that much air through it. I have such a dry area, right?
Yeah, you certainly do.
Yeah.
We're just utilizing the tent and essentially we're now actually 12 days into dry. And able to just turn off it's a sealed tent. So we're able to turn off all the appliances in the tent whenever we so wish, as long as the temperature and everything's good to go. Then we sit and we see how long it takes for the tent itself to get up to 63% humidity, since we've got a couple of really good sensors on each side of it, just a 4x8 tent. As soon as it gets up to 63%, we can then turn the appliances back on until it gets down to say 58%, maybe 59%. And then we just keep watching and riding that line until it no longer surpasses 62% with the appliances off. And then we know there will no longer be over that percent of moisture within the bud itself. So we should be able to throw it into jars and start the curing process. Yeah, there's something else, but it fleeted my brain. So I guess we can just set the tent. We'll probably set the tent at 62 or 61 and maybe 60 degrees, or roughly the 60 and let it rip for a while as far as when I'm trimming. Because if we get to a point where it no longer gets above 62, so now the product is essentially dried, we can still keep it in the curing tent if we can keep the parameters the same in which we'd want them in the jar or in the container it's in. So that works nicely. So once it stops surpassing 63, we just trim away and bucket down. And then, nice. Yeah, we're doing the burping process essentially in the tent, so we don't have to dick around in the jars.
And I just put our today's show link in chat right now, and please copy and paste and share that around on your social media platforms for us, if you would, please. We need all your help, all the help we can get from you all. We are in a shadow ban situation, man. People are not getting their notifications. I'm getting every time I go live, I have people after the live. I didn't get your notification. I didn't get your notification. So if you all want to get onto our Discord, did we throw the link out in Discord? By the way, I forgot to do that right now. Throw the link out in Discord. We'll put the link in Discord as well. So if you're in there, you'll remember to come over and hit us up and hang out with us. We're just going to have a nice smoke day today. Hang out. Oh, we got someone joining us here in chat. Just a minute. Let me get someone popped in here. Let's see. I forgot to give Drake co-host ability here. Make co-host. There, Drake. Now it's your job. Take care of that.
So much power.
Oh my God, the power. The power. Let's see. Let's go over here. Go to our Discord. Oh, Drake, you already posted. You're awesome. I didn't know you did that. Okay, there we go. We posted.
I might have did it right after you said it.
Oh, is that what you did? Oh, you snuck over there and did it real quick. I see how y'all are. Okay. Yeah.
You know how it is.
Did we get into the Lemon Hoko's Discord? We got to get it in there too.
Yeah, I might have snuck it in Thunderdome.
You got it in
Everyone
there too?
Go check out the NW47 server. Hit up Lemon Hoko on IG. Cheers, Salty.
Mr. Salty, let's cheers. Let's take a dab. You're muted, buddy. You're muted.
Hopefully you're feeling sweet this morning.
You're muted. Find that mute button.
He's double. He's making sure he's got the show doubled down. So
he's muted. Let me ask to unmute. Ask to unmute. Mute. Unmute. I still can't hear you. Nope. You must have a setting wrong. You're not getting any notifications. I know it, John. No one's getting any notifications. It's so freaking frustrating. I know it's not, and I don't know what else to do. At YouTube, they don't like us cannabis channels. That's why we've got to start these Discord channels. That's why we need to share to all of our people that need to get it. Can we hear you, Salty? Go down to so go down to the little arrow on the bottom of the thing that says by the video, and then go to go to your mute. Your the little button that has a little. There you are. I hear you.
There we go.
I can see clearly now.
You're quiet though.
Hello.
Hello. How's Florida?
It is beautiful. It is sunny and gorgeous. The cold front moved off, and we're just hanging out.
Well, let's take it down in Florida. We couldn't be farther apart in the United States right now. Clear in Washington to Florida, huh?
I'm gonna pack it up right here. Hold up.
All right, let's do this. Cheers, everybody. Hello, Supreme Grape. We got a lighthouse in town. Hello. From the Land of Dragons. Where's the Land of Dragons? I don't know that. Where would the Land of Dragons be?
I don't know.
I like dragon shows. Cheers, Drake. Drake's going in. Oh, you might need to confirm your age and settings, John. Maybe that's it. Because I am age restricted because it's cannabis, Heaven forbid if a minor saw you smoking cannabis. He can see you drink all you want, but don't smoke cannabis. I know. Preaching to the choir here. Hi, Grayson. How are you? I'm going in on more of this orange cake. It is good. Good. So what's Salty smoking on?
I don't know. I was looking it up. Some type of strawberry sativa. No, strawberry haze.
Sounds delish. Good morning, Teo. John, how are you? I didn't say hi to John earlier. Overgrow, overshare, overcare. Cheers, John.
I went in a little bit. Oh, was that Salty?
Sorry, fresh from Grow Healthy, this stuff.
Okay.
Go ahead, Drake.
I went in a little hot on that animal sorbet, so I had to double down real quick in hopes to avoid the Chaz. So we'll see. It looks like I'm pretty Chaz free, but I might have to give it a little bit of love.
Good morning. Good morning. Whoops, she's got YouTube on and back. She's got it. She got it. Hello, beautiful. How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can. Good morning.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
It's been too long since we hung out.
Oh, I think you might have YouTube still going in back. I'm going to mute you till you get it up. Just unmute when you're ready.
Oh, this stuff smells so lemony.
Woo, cheers. Holy hell. That was a big dab. Woo.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, I'm still trying to crest off that one properly. I doubled down and it pretty well saved the banger, but I'm gonna have to go in and do a little bit of maintenance with the DC glass cleaner. What was the name of that cleaner? DC glass cleaner.
All right, I muted the YouTube. Does that sound better?
There we go. We got you. Cheers, Green Goddess.
On.
Hey.
How's Mrs. Goddess today? How are you?
I'm stuck in trim jail.
It's a good thing to be stuck in. Someone, Cheddar Bob says, I don't like that we refer to it as jail because jail's kind of negative. And I'm like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It kind of is. And I'm like, it should just be like Croptober or
It's another word to call it. Like, it's a lot of work to do, and you really don't do anything else until all this work is done. So,
and that's why it is called jail. Because you're stuck in a tiny little spot
till you serve your sentence.
Yep. But it's a good sentence, man. It means you got a harvest. It means we can be thankful for that, and we had to grow. And
I'm very thankful. And
what's your favorite? What's your most I'm terrible. I can't say this right. What I'm trying to say is, what's the cultivar you're looking most forward to smoking this year that you just got done growing? That's what I wanted to ask.
That's a good one.
This Phoenix Fire, that's what I'm trimming up right now. I luckily, because I wanted to do different plants in my hoop house. So luckily, I just so happened to have taken cuts of this Phoenix Fire. So I already grew it indoors and it did all right. But outdoors, it was amazing. And I had like 6 plants of Phoenix Fire, and that was the best out of all the other plants that I was growing. So I'm like, well, thank God I had 6 of those.
Nice. That sounds great.
Yeah, no shit. Doesn't that work out good when you had a good one of all of those? But my best year ever was in 2018 so far. Next year, hopefully I'll outdo it. We'll see. But 2018.
That was insane.
2018 was my best year ever. And that year, like, I had 2 of these super lemon haze cultivars, and they produced like no other. And I was so lucky because it carried me through the next year, because I had a bad harvest the next year, you know? So it's, you know, these harvests are so important, you know, to get what you can when you can.
Absolutely.
Certainly.
So what's the terpene profile you say that takes on? What are you sensing out of it?
Well, you know, when I smell it, I kind of get a very like a cheesy aroma. And so I looked up the UK cheese because I'm like, what is that terpene smell? It's so funky. So I looked it up online, and UK cheese. So I'm not saying that this is the terpene profile on here because I don't know, but UK cheese is terpenoline.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, maybe this is that terpenoline. Right on.
Really?
And there's going to be some of those sneaky little esters or something else in those cheeses, any of those in-depth ones that are really, you know, like even with some of the oranges, you get some of the Valentine, like
care.
less than 1%. It really affects it.
Over yes.
I don't really care for those cheesies too well. I'm not a cheesy fan. I'd rather go for the fruits, and the sweets, and you know, those type of smells. Now I would go for like a lavender. I would go for a sandalwood. I would go for a you know, something that would take on some of those more incense types, earthy smell. I don't like though the dirty earth. I don't like the funky earth. I don't like the smell my ass earth. I don't like any of those. Yeah, no, those aren't mine.
Ass terps don't belong.
No ass terps for me. Now the skunk, I do have to say that I like the lemon skunk, because that's part of the super lemon haze cultivar, and that lemon in the skunk is amazing. It is really, really good. And I would have to say, surprisingly, I probably would like a skunk if I actually tried one. I had a semi-skunky strain way back. My girlfriend grew it. It was one of hers a long time ago. And I thought it was probably the skunkiest I've tasted, and I actually didn't mind it. But was it really a skunk? I mean, who knows these days, right?
Well, growing up, when I was growing up in California, skunk was like really, really popular. It seemed like anytime you're buying weed, it was something very, very, very skunky. And we had a lot of skunks out there. So when you're driving on the freeway, you never know which one you're smelling. Like, that smells like it could be a dead skunk, but I can almost guarantee with my nose that that's someone smoking some really good cannabis.
And, you know, for people who are new to cannabis, one of the things that they did was they actually started breeding skunky smells out of it. They actually started breeding some of these nasty or even really strong smells out of it, because they didn't want to get caught. And it was for all of that hiding purposes and everything, which is really sad, because you think about it now, we want the more terpy. We want all those smells. And if they could have been taking care of that back then, think what we would have today. Wow.
Well, I almost wonder, is it possible to go back in that direction, seeing as how we're finding a lot of breeders that are going after terpene profiles? I mean,
it's like, are we ever going to get a dinosaur? Are we ever going to get a dinosaur?
We could, if the ice was long enough.
Yeah, see, you know, I don't know. I just feel like I don't think, you know, once it's gone, I don't know. It'd be nice. I
There's
hope.
So.
I'm
hope.
hopeful, right?
With some of the people we've
But-
spoken with in the back end, with some of these breeders, I think they might be able to draw it out. There's potential, but it's pretty washed out so far.
I also think that people maybe also don't take into account how young they were when they tried it, or where they were when they tried it, what they were like when they tried it. Like you're a lot of
Their
people are
situation
younger,
in
you're in a
life.
better mindset, you're in a different frame of mind, and it's going to hit you different than as an adult when you're struggling with other elements and other things that might not be that cultivar for you anyways. So, you know, even to keep looking for that cultivar might not be for you anymore.
Yeah.
Each
What
cultivar-
about you, Salty? What do you think?
What Salty?
The cultivar could be like for a different hormone, a different age of a person.
Definitely. What'd you say, Julie?
I was wondering what Salty's thought about the possibility of terpenes coming back in, like really, really skunky, any kind of strong smelling terpene really coming back in the future, as long as we keep going after the terpene profiles. And that's what we're looking for when we want to start cultivating new stuff.
I think a lot of people are into the terpenes because it's more of a speedy sativa hybrid. They don't want to sit back and get in the couch and go to sleep too much. They're afraid to be like, yeah, I want to get high. It's like they want to be something different. We all don't like the high word. It's the concept of your brain, your belief.
So I'm just gonna tell this for everybody out there. We've been experimenting with some tinctures with my husband, and I took some bubble hash that some temple ball hash that I didn't like. I didn't like the smell of it at all, and I decarboxylated it a little bit, and then I put it in some coconut oil and I dissolved it, and I was giving him and I dissolved it quite a bit, and then he was having it in these little droppers. And I was filling up these droppers for him, and he was just taking so many drops. Well, then he got this little spoon. I have these really small little spoons. I don't have one right here. And he started filling up the spoon. And so he figured, no, the spoon is really small. It's small. Like he only takes like 10 drops. Like it's small, like it's super concentrated. So he's like, okay. And I'm like, well, I would like you to get some CBD in your body. So what I did is I upped the CBD with the same tincture that I've been giving him, and it didn't get him high at all. He couldn't get to sleep. That CBD like totally counterbalanced that out. Now, I knew this, right? Because when I get really super high, when I've had a high edible, I'll take a little bit CBD and it kind of balances you out. It helps you out a little bit. And so now I'm like, okay, now we can make a daytime for him to have a CBD with THC. And then at night, don't put the CBD in there, and he sleeps through the night. So these are really cool things to be playing around with. And this is why I wanted to talk about isolates a little bit today. Go ahead, Drake.
I got one more trial for you guys to do, since it's just on your husband. Hope you're not listening right now, Phil. A lot of CBD. Try doing one with
Okay,
the
so
numbers,
that's
I
what I want to
suppose,
talk. How many? Okay, so I went to the health food store and I wanted to see what they have for CBD. I also bought some kombucha, of course. But I want to see like how much is their CBD, right? Because we're getting CBD from Eric, such a good price. So it was like $80 or so. It was on sale, $77, but it was 80 something originally for 60 caps, and it was 50 milligrams a day.
CBD?
Of CBD in each capsule. But that's a lot, $80. Like that's a lot for a senior citizen to have to pay for
outrageous.
A freaking mineral, right? For your body, right? A vitamin. So it's 50 I don't think 50 milligrams is even enough to do anything. If you're a person that's healthy, yes, I believe that just adding that to your body, yes. But if you're someone that's in significant pain and you need this like to really treat yourself, I don't think 50 milligrams a day is enough. But I really would like to know like what's Ethan Rutho's thoughts on that. Did he actually say that on that last seminar we were talking with him? I can't remember, Drake.
So there's again, it's works in many ways, and we're still learning quite a bit about it. But with CBD, there's a fair amount, and I mean, with quite a bit of this stuff, since it's actually a while from before Meshulam's work that there's quite a bit of work that's into it. So, we're talking a long time ago. One of the things with diverging slightly, in which the reason I bring it up and why I'd say, potentially add more CBD in and try that out, because you've added a small amount of CBD with the tincture, and it's obviously worked in that kind of, bring you down way and not allow your husband to sleep. Now, one of the things that I thought was neat listening to Subcool back in the day was he was speaking on this on one of his little just episodes where he was chilling in the trailer. And he brought up, if you are able to take a large amount of CBD along with your dabs, so say he was like, take like 3 or 4 dabs and then take a fat dab of CBD isolate and tell me it brings you down. He was in the complete opposite mindset from his own trials, that, it would actually potentiate the whole effect of it if you had enough of it in there. So that's just an interesting point that was made. I don't have any specific literature that backs it up. I know Ethan has, I believe it was Ethan specifically, has been working with different cases in where, say, people with specific cases of, say, epilepsy or different disorders that are causing seizures, they're working up to over 1,000 milligrams a day to get to specific results, whereas other people are working with as little as 10 milligrams a day.
You
Or
said
adding THC to your CBD. I don't think it's necessarily about upping up how much more CBD that you're using, because people are finding that to give their patients some tolerance breaks so that their tolerance would go back down, so you're actually using less CBD, but they want to add THC to it. The problem is there's not enough research on THC, because federally, people aren't getting grants to go ahead and study THC the way it should be, but they're getting permission to go ahead and study CBD. And then everyone's acting like CBD is the greatest thing, but everyone's discarding other cannabinoids and terpenes that also go along with that profile.
You know what? And I was like super like against isolates. I want to get to that, Salty.
Me too.
But I was super against isolates. And I'm not now, and I'll tell you why. It's a foot in the door. It's a foot in the door. I'll get people to try CBD and they'll be like, all right, what else you got? It really, like literally they'll try the next one, and I'm telling you, taking this THC and this CBD with my husband and realizing that it didn't mess him up. I can now help medicate people during the day with THC just by adding CBD to help them out. Like to me, this is pretty amazing. Like I love this. So any more thoughts on that before we talk to Salty here? I want to go in and talk about dyslexia.
Yeah, because I make a lot of oil that is 1-to-1 CBD THC equal ratios. I've done a lot of research and found that combining the two means a whole lot. It really does.
Yeah.
Too many people, like you said, yeah, sure, it opens the door, but a lot of people find that depending on the person, everyone's individual, but CBD alone won't do it for them. And if they take a CBD with just a little bit of THC, they work like combined together. It's like 2 is stronger than 1.
Yeah.
So you don't need high milligrams, but it depends on the person and it depends on what they're treating.
But see, I kind of don't, I feel like you do need high milligrams though. See, I can kind of argue that, because
that's what I'm saying. It
depends the condition. She said that's what she meant.
Because right now, and I'm going to talk to people that need the high milligrams out there, because there are some cancer people in our chat, and there are a lot of cancer that people come through. Right now, RSO, like if not the old way that they used to make it.
Pico, fully extracted cannabis oil.
There you go, Pico.
Just not naphtha.
Now people are saying, oh my God, you have to take so much of that, like literally syringes to like help you with some of these cancers. Okay. Some of it might not work for cancer. Okay. We don't know all of this. Okay.
Standard protocol.
But if you can take a syringe full and have CBD in there and it not mess you up, that is amazing. Think about the breakthrough that's allowing. So I believe in isolates now to this day because of this. Like this is really, this is isolates is unfortunate where it is fortunate where our science comes in and helps us. This is where science is good. we do
Yeah.
love science for this, you know?
I'm talking studies that were like, I think it was either early 2000s or pre-2000s out of Israel. And like, we had lots that are like, we're talking like 60s, 70s, 80s, 50s. There is tons of stuff out there. It's just lots of them weren't recognized by the States because they're dickheads. So sorry about that. It's just frustrating when we get into the, you know, people's livelihoods and just the suffering and all that shenanigans and just stupid little regulations based off of dickheads. But yeah, this specific study that I wanted to get into quickly was just one that was testing the different effects on tumors, and they were using isolates specifically, CBD, THC, CBD, and THC, exact same standards for everything, and then just being able to adulterate the different isolates. And then they were finding different blends of the two were having mixed results, whereas other blends or certain isolates weren't working at all. And generally it was Entourage or Symphony where the unison, but not just like as easy as 1 to 1 or 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. There's different ratios, of course, that would work for these select issues, but they were finding that in unison they were working better. And then there was ones where they could have this is more now dipping away from that standard, but getting into more analyticals. And we're finding with the full spectrum product, like say you're taking a really nice potent flower and processing all of that in a responsible way. So you have a product that you can just ingest after that has all these cannabinoids and all these compounds. Like 2007, definitely a US recognized study brought up the fact that there is like 483 known compounds in cannabis. It's well above that now because we just know, terpenes alone, there's over hundreds. We know the hops genomes encompassed in the cannabis genome, and we know way more about the hops genome as far as terpenes go in cannabis. There's like over 300 that we've heard in there. So yada, yada, yada. There's a shit ton of compounds in there, and we really want to have a good understanding of all of it. So isolates, perfect for, okay, take CBD isolate, Mr. Lab Tech, and take THC Delta 9 or Delta 8 or whatever. Use both, use one, mix them around, see the different ratios, see how it works on all these different patients, work from there. And eventually we can start stacking on more compounds. But every time you add one thing to the study, it tenfolds how complicated it is to be able to get reputable, results from that. So it's reputable and repeatable, lots of the times I guess they want, for sure, either or works, either word goes. But yeah, there's so much to it. So there's definitely a place for them. And when we can find, hey, this isolate works for these conditions, maybe the full spec is still going to work better, but at least we can find a standardized way to be able to get this to more people in the world. Whereas the people like ourselves that are out there that are, trying to help innovate, and we don't mind so much about what someone says is good for us. We can do a little bit deeper of research and, put a little more into it and figure out sometimes there's other things that can also work well for our lifestyles and, really push the boundaries. And, we'll be able to use those full spectrum medicines. But there's certain people out there that won't have access. They only listen to what Uncle Sam says. And if Uncle Sam says, hey, this isolate we have works, I'm all for that if they can't get anything else. Bleh.
Bleh.
I want to know what Salty was going to mention here about dyslexia.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I wanted to go into because
that dog.
Dyslexia. Oh my God, there's your dog. Yeah, gotta have the dog shot. So Salty, are you dyslexic and are you finding it to help you? This is very interesting because I want to know more.
Dyslexia and ADHD, and what Drake was talking about when I lived in Oceanside. When I went in to get my license for my weed license, the doctor walked up and put a big old thing of CBD in my mouth to see how it affected me. If I was like a cop or something. I don't know why she did it, but she did it. And it calmed me right down, like beautifully. I even bought like $60 worth of it, I remember. And then I never bought it again. But yeah. No, I wanted to talk about Paul Stamets. Did you guys see? Did you watch Paul Stamets? Do you know Paul Stamets?
Well, I don't know him personally. Shoot, I wish I did. But I saw that thing that he did on Netflix. There was a video.
Hell yeah, I know Paul Stamets. I got to be on a Zoom one time with him and like a whole thing. It was like so fucking cool. I was like, oh my God, he's right there.
My shirt.
Oh, yeah, it was cool.
Well,
but I don't actually.
I mentioned that. Let me say something. I believe that's true.
Speaking of which, I have mushrooms in my coffee today.
I believe they heal cancer. I believe they heal Alzheimer's and cancer.
Love it. I love it. You know what? I believe we don't know enough. We don't know enough because we haven't tried enough. We need to try more.
Did you see the part where Paul Stamets was talking to his mentor, and the guy was 80, he's like dying, and he called him for shrooms, and when he'd eat them, he could hear again. You guys watch any of that?
I've watched all of Paul Stamets stuff. I have everything. Yeah.
Was laying at Santa Cruz Beach or whatever it is there. He was talking about north of San Clemente, that big road. That was the scene that he was telling us on the YouTube thing. Pretty cool.
Yeah. When I became a part of the cannabis community, I became familiar with Paul Stamets through actually Hash Church, which this is why I continue to have a YouTube channel. It's because of this information. It's because of watching Hash Church. That inspired me. Off there, Johnny B inspired me to do my own hash, dry sift hash. From there, now we're going to be bubble extracting this winter. I'm super excited. So, this is a passion for me, and yeah, getting rid of me, y'all. I'll be here for a while.
Tara, do you remember that thing I wrote when someone had asked you about why you're doing the show and your future plans for the show and all this thing that you're talking about, what your passion was about sharing Tara Lee Live? And I wrote, and it's funny because it's both spelled the same way. I wrote, oh, I see, it's not Tara Lee Live, it's Tara Lee Live.
Exactly. That was awesome. Yep.
What are you dabbing on, girl?
Cheers, everyone. I am dabbing on the orange cake still. I'm having the orange cake through the whole show. I'm seeing how the high is hitting me. It's a pretty mild high. It's, I would like something a little bit heavier of a hitter.
Yeah, me too sometimes.
I would really like to hit the Congo right now, but I'm going to keep on this for the whole show. I said I would do it. Yeah, it's after I get off the show, I'll have something that'll give me a little bit more. It's not enough for me, but maybe as the cure comes on, it might be better. And then also when I do it in a bubble hash, it might be better. This is actually flower rosin. Flower rosin normally isn't as strong,
Nice.
It's concentrated. So yeah.
How do you do your bubble hash? Do you stir it by hand in a bucket of ice water, or do you do it with
we're going to be experimenting this year.
Me too. That's why I want to know what you're doing.
I actually want to try. I have a brand new cement mixer.
Damn, girl.
So I'm going to try a cement mixer. I'm going to try, I have a 5-gallon washer. And then I also have I have big, what are they, 35 gallon or 50 or 40 gallon? I don't know, somewhere around there, garbage cans, those garbage cans.
The fruit
I have those as well. So, and I have paddle. So I've done kind of a little bit of both. So I don't know where I'm going to find. I'm literally going to experiment and let people know what I'm finding. I think it's kind of like growing. You got to find what works for you. There's lots of ways to do it, but you got to find what works for you. And I have been behind scenes, and I have helped several people. And I know now I just need to do it myself. I just got to get in there, and I just got to do it. So now this is what we're going to do.
I got the machine too, but I think with everything that I'm going to process into the bubble hash, I think I would like to just stir it by hand and see how that goes, because I was watching a show the other day and they were talking about being extremely gentle with all the trichomes, and I know that machine isn't gentle. It swishes around pretty hardcore. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
Well, it's really about so you definitely, when you start it, you don't start it washing right away. You have to have a soak. There is a soaking, a pre-soak time. That's like the number one thing people fuck up right there.
So how long would you let it pre-soak in ice
All
water?
Depends on how dry your material is.
What if, let's just say, put in the freezer immediately.
Tyler from Whistler Tech actually does a test where he picks it up and he can actually tell with his hands now, because he's done so much of it, that what it looks like. But now he just knows for timing. So he said for my really, really old material, he literally said, let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes before you even turn the washer on or wash.
Was your
And
old material in the freezer?
very, very cold environment. Very
Yes.
cold environment. So most stuff, 10 minutes, I would say for hash. Or for most flour, I would say at least 10 minutes, 15, somewhere around there. But it has to be cold. Like it has to be cold. The environment is so important. Those bags get so gooed up and so gummy. And it's just like, and you need super, super cold water to rinse those out with. Like the rinsing's so important. Like don't go light on the water and don't go light on the ice and the cold. Like it's just
everything at like 1 degree water, everything right before freezing. You can some people run chillers so they can get it even colder, but it doesn't necessarily work like that because your water still isn't. I mean, if you keep agitating it, it's not necessarily going to freeze right away, but you got to keep movement. But for first pull and stuff like that too, it depends on just how much work you want to put in. Some people do 0 agitation, 1 spin, little hand stir, and then they go through the whole process of separating everything, because then you'll get just the finest, nicest, just the heads, no contamination. And then from there on, you can go further and further, and then beat the crap out of it and get your edible layers. I just shared a paper that's what I was kind of looking into.
Thanks,
prior.
Drake.
This is from Dr. Didi Meary, David Meary. He
leave it to Drake having all the links for us. You're awesome.
All the papers ready to go.
So real quick, Purple Thumb says he soaks his plant material for 30 minutes soak. So I want to say that before we move on to something else. Go ahead, Drake.
Yeah, definitely the soaks are going to be product specific, and you can go quite a long time. If you have it super cold, definitely you want your product as cold as possible overall, all your tools, all the fun stuff. The study just kind of shows what we were talking about. They had 12 different cannabis extracts. They tested them on 12 different cancer lines. It showed that specific cannabis extracts impaired the survival and proliferation of cancer cell lines, as well as inducing apoptosis, so causing the cell to actually eat itself, kill itself, cell suicide. They found that pure Delta 9 did not produce the same effects on these cell lines as whole cannabis extracts. And I'll let you, go ahead, read the abstract, get deeper into it. Find
Delta 9 tastes like, or Delta, is it Delta 8 I have? Or 9? Shit.
Isolates, you can say, for what you're about to say, though.
They taste like shit, and they don't do shit. They literally don't do shit.
They definitely taste like shit.
They get you high, and then that's nothing. It's just there. It's just like, it does not do what it is not going to be your medicine. I'm sorry. Not going to be your medicine.
Hey, and the study didn't disagree with that. It found that the full plant medicine seemed to work better. Even I believe, if this was the one that I had seen in the past, even though they had ones in which they couldn't quite repeat or couldn't ensure this is why it worked better, because there is too many variables, which is kind of what I was keen to earlier. When we're talking 1, 2, 3 things, it gets complicated. Now they're like, oh, we've got a few hundred compounds in here. Should be easy to figure out why this is working. But nonetheless, it does work. So that's beautiful to see. And if you don't like Ethan Russo and you're common with that, and Mark Lewis and that kind of stuff, definitely look out Dr. Didi Meary. He's right up there. And I haven't known about him for too many years now, or even more than.
You know what I'd like to do?
Fantastic to know, or to look into.
I'd like to have an isolate show where we have a few people around the area that can have the same isolates we do, and we all.
You know what Eric wants to call it.
I'm not calling it that. And we can come on. We're not even saying it on the show. I'll tell you later. Where the Drake, the thing that is you can totally come in and taste it, and I want people to experience it for the first time without some prejudgment of something else, right?
Somebody else telling them what it is and what it'll do.
Have
it and give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah. But I really also think it would be nice to be in a room with people and do that. That would be even better.
That's like a focus group you're talking about.
Pardon?
That's a focus group. It's a science-oriented focus group.
Yeah, I like that.
I ran them in college.
I like that. That's awesome. That's cool. I like that. A focus group. We could be a focus group.
That's the first stage of your scientific, your hypothesis of what you're working toward.
I love it.
I love it. Process.
Team focus.
Great.
Cheers. Hey, Mark, congratulations. Mark out there, y'all. Mark,
I saw that.
Cheers to you, Marco, because he is kicking cancer's ass. Hell
Right
yeah. Woo! Cheers to
I
you.
think if you have cancer, you should stop eating double bonded proteins. That's my opinion. Single bonded proteins.
Stop eating double bonded protein.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
What's
so
that
what's
double bonded
what is that? Why? No, Leslie. Yeah, why? And what is it? Like, what in your opinion?
I would only say to go to Paul Saladino, Dr. Saladino's YouTube channel, and he could just understand the science to you. And but single bonded, like fish, chicken, steak, single bonded proteins rid the body of double bonded linoleic amino 18 chain amino carbon acids, which are called a linoleic amino acids, and that's what fat is on your body. It's a double bonded protein. My opinion, but it works.
You know, I think there's a lot of studies going into, like, we've been, for a long time, and I'm going to say my era, was really led to do all these blood tests and oh, your cholesterol's bad, no fat. Now they're telling us, oh, we need these fats, and fats is good and cholesterol is good. There's certain good cholesterols. So
It regulates
so
your
it's
cholesterol
really,
naturally.
so when you tell us and our age, it's really hard for us to trust some of this shit, right? So we are kind of some of those people that go, oh, fuck off, until we really like look
Right,
into
so.
this shit.
I would eat
So
10 pounds
when
of pasta
this-
and
when
then
I- when
run
I
10
hear-
miles.
When I hear people like Salty, our age, speaking of things that, hey, I've done a little bit of research. This is what I've done. I kind of trust that a little bit more. And the other people I trust are all these younger generations that already know not to trust this bullshit. All
They're
these younger
stalkers.
generations that are doing your shit for yourself and finding out shit for yourself and not believing shit and really checking into this. Congrats to you for education, man.
Yeah,
Dr.
for
Mindy
real.
Pels was working for all of her patients was still dying. She made them start fasting and getting just rid of elimination diet, like get rid of just one thing, like
Yeah,
go organic, get rid of fake sugars.
yeah.
How many of you feed your plants better than you feed yourself?
Well, yeah, I feed my plants, but I also feed them a bunch of like microbials and bacteria. And well, I suppose actually I'm having like some prebiotics with yogurt and kombucha and stuff. Bacteria?
Carbs.
Do you care more about the water you give your plants than the water you drink?
Yeah, the water I give my plants.
There you go.
Way cleaner than
Prime
mine.
example right there.
Couldn't even
Prime
pH it.
example, water. We are not drinking enough
got the
water, and
microbes.
make sure your water's good. It's sad. We're not checking this shit.
Hey, look at this real quick on a different subject, because I have a financial channel now on YouTube. So that is $385. Oh, hold on a second.
That says
What's the
internet.
passcode, dude? Tell us the code.
Oh, just give us the code, everybody. Back up it. You got the code.
I opened up this crypto.com account, put $51 in, and bought 7 million of Shiba, and now it's up to
Shiba, yeah.
I must have been at like fucking $500 the other day.
Well, someone had burned the Shiba, or whatever that coin's called. They burned it, and so then the value of the coin holders went way up. So
like Nigeria banks buy in, and like India starts buying in. Give yourself 90 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other countries are buying into that and using that
I'm
as their currency.
sorry, but I don't necessarily believe in all of this. Like, so this is my channel. So I'm gonna have my opinion here.
Sorry.
Go for
My
it, girl.
opinion. No, and I'm okay. This is your opinion, my opinion.
Look up
And the only thing
Bitcoin.
I'm going to say is that I feel like, just like we're talking about investing in all this, we need to invest in our homes. We need to invest in our personal self. We need to invest in us. Maybe not put money into these stocks if you don't have extra money. Not everybody has extra money to lose money. If you don't have extra
I'm
money
broke.
to lose money, maybe you need to be putting money into yourself, into your health right now. Money, health. Health is so important. We've got to be taking that a little bit serious. Start putting money into healthy food. Everybody says they
Grow your
can't
own.
eat healthy food. Start growing your own healthy food. I'm sorry, I'm just going to preach a little bit here because health is so important to me right now. I am struggling. I don't ever want cancer again. This month, 10 years. Right now, 10 years ago, I got cancer. I wasn't going to talk about it today.
Well, let's
In
talk
fact,
about it.
In fact, whoa, I'm gonna almost cry. Okay, wait, give me a minute.
That's
Give me a
okay,
minute.
girl. It's an accomplishment. What you
Just
have
a minute,
done
just
is
a minute.
amazing
So
thing, and it should be inspiration.
tomorrow will mark 10 years when I went into surgery and found out I had cancer. So it's a little emotional for me right now. I'm gonna take a dab. But health is so important for me, and this is why, because I am surviving cancer. I fucking hate cancer, and our healthcare and our fucking food system is not helping us, and we need to fucking take our health seriously. So I'm just gonna preach. I'm gonna stop, take a dab. Thank you all for joining me today, and fuck cancer.
Yeah.
You can all get behind that. That's for sure, Tara. Preach it. Damn right.
Ah, my God. I was not going to say that. I wasn't going to get emotional today, you guys.
You should. You're being an inspiration, and you're helping other people out right now who are dealing with it. They're looking at you like that could be my future. That could be me in 10 years. Something in this world tried taking me down, and I looked to nature or whatever ways that you're working, what worked for you, and said, this is what helped me out. I'm a fighter. Nothing can take me down anymore. After what I've been through, nothing can take me down anymore. I have something more powerful than any of that. I have my faith, my belief in myself. So I want to know what you did. But girl, do you need help? She's taller than me, so I don't know what I could do. Get a stool or something.
Earthquake over there.
I'm like, is everything okay?
So what did you do? You know, what do you feel that you did that worked, that helped?
I nothing. Honestly, nothing, because it was literally like I had ovarian cancer, and that they literally went in and removed a huge ass fucking tumor. They cut me from here to here and ripped it out of me. And I had to wake up in the hospital to my husband telling me I had cancer. Didn't even know I had cancer till after the surgery. Yeah, it was a whole PTSD survival shit now. And yeah, so I'm just still trying to survive to this day. I literally struggle every day with PTSD. That's why I still it's really hard to still talk about this, because I'm still emotional about it, because it's still hard, to live every day, to think that this cancer could come back and kill me at any moment, to have that dagger going over your head any moment, boom. I didn't have that before. And PTSD is real. And I fucking didn't want to admit it.
Now's a good time to talk about it while you're microdosing on some shrooms.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's helped a lot of people who have PTSD microdosing on some shrooms and talking.
And that's
about their
PTSD, that literally the cannabis and now introducing the microdosing with the medicinal mushrooms as well. Medicinal mushrooms are also very, very good. Introducing those, I literally feel that is what's healing my body. And I feel like it's healing me more. I feel like the chemotherapy is what kicked my ass. The chemotherapy fucking killed me.
Yeah.
It was toxic, gross. I could hardly get out of bed. I literally spent a month in bed. It was horrible. Like my body hurt. I felt like I was ran over by a bus and then backed over and ran over by a bus 10 times. Literally, it was I literally wanted to die at moments. Literally, it was not fun. Chemotherapy was not fun. Going into that room, they call it the chemo suite. It is nothing but a suite. It is nothing but the death fucking suite. It is, you walk in there and it's fucking smells of death. I fucking hated that place. It's everybody next to me, every fucking time I went there, There was someone next to me getting hospice set up. They were going home to die. Like, that's fucking gross to be exposed to when you're trying to heal yourself. That is just, there's nothing right about this going through cancer. They treat you like a fucking cow, like you're there for fucking slaughter. And it's fucking gross. Our healthcare system is disgusting. And you need to take your health into your own hands. And I'm sorry, I'm just getting really bitchy about this, but it's just such a, man, it's just, woo.
Well, it's personal. That's good. It's right. It should be. You know, that's how it is. And it's just big. You just gotta, you want to be healthy, encourage that. Like you said, how many of us treat our plants better? I'm guilty as hell of it. We want to get to the point where our pooches, how many of us give our pooches the utmost, best attention, best health, best care for the little stinkers, even when they just look at us?
I was cooking better for my dog than I was cooking for me, Yeah, I really was. Like, there's just so many things. And with the corona, it's important that we take health into our hands right now. We
need
really
to focus on our own immune system.
Yes.
So, and when you learn about when we were talking about Korean natural farming, all these things that we're doing to boost a plant's immune system, and how we could take the same things for ourselves to boost our own immune system. Like that OHN, I take a little bit of that every single day. I like taking that. I also do like smoothies because I like smoothies.
Is your OHN all mixed together?
A little bit is all mixed together. I don't keep a huge bottle of all the ingredients mixed together. I put it all in a little bottle, use that within 6 months.
Because I understand that as soon as you mix them all together, that's only when they're supposed to be used and they're no longer viable at that.
Really?
Yeah, you're not like people selling. If there is, okay, now I am not going to hack on them, but if you go back and you read the true KNF, if you are following the true KNF, this is all I'm going to say today. Anybody selling OHN out there, go back and check your own research. Check me out. Go prove me wrong. But you are not to mix all those ingredients together and sell in a bottle. Sorry, you're not doing it correctly. But I admit, if you want to start that as a healthy thing and it's starting and that's where you're going, good. At least you're starting down the path. But please go get the rest of the education. It's literally like baking a cake, but not putting enough yeast in it. Like, it's literally like not knowing the rest of the recipe. You're not reading the whole recipe. We're really, us as Americans, we don't read ingredients. We don't read shit. We don't read it. We don't read how to. We don't read the instructions. None of us do. And it's shame on us. That's why we're not healthy. We don't even know how to be healthy. We're listening to some Joe Blow telling us a diet is healthy. We don't know how to be healthy. We don't know what's healthy. We have been taught wrong. This is the other problem.
Where would you go to find the original information on the KNF? Are you talking about
the original handbook.
Hey, where did he go?
There is the original KNF handbook, and it's
That's you can download that for free, right?
I don't think Drake will have to come back in on this one. Is he making a coffee or something?
I might be making a coffee, so I might
He's making a coffee. I knew it. Well, we'll give him it. Let's give a shout out to Chad, everybody. Let's say hello to Chad. Did Salty have something to say? Did you want to say something, Salty?
Yeah.
No, but look how far his ferns grown since we've been hanging out. Like there was no ferns in the back of Drake's place, and then
I know that plant. I know. When you go back to the beginning of our shows, it's so funny.
One little fern.
Yeah, exactly. Sammy says doctors don't need cures; they need something to cause other symptoms. Exactly.
Yeah, they only do symptoms. Doctors only manage symptoms.
Big pharma goal. They don't ever get down to the problem. You're exactly right.
My sister died from what you survived.
I know,
we have the drop gene in my family, so I know it's either me or my brother will get it, but I don't have it, so I feel it. Yeah.
That's where money is. Everyone knows money's in the pharmaceutical drugs. And there ain't no money from telling someone that you could go in your yard, pull a weed.
Also, I don't know about getting this vaccination. Sorry, my dad got the Delta. He got the vaccination, and like now he has a blood disease. It's in his blood. It's like in his blood, living.
It clogs. It clogs your blood cells. Your blood cells are supposed to be squishy and movable, and it hardens them. So then you get like blood clots. Some people are getting heart conditions. Some people are getting epilepsy from getting the shot. I mean.
Disclaimer: we are not medical physicians, and this is all just.
I don't want to talk about vaccines. Let's not go to vaccines. Let's not talk about vaccines. Let's just talk about cannons. Cheers, everybody! Thanks everybody for being here. Dave's in the house. Who? Dave? Dave's here. Is Dave here?
Dave is here, or Dave's not here?
Dave's here.
Dave's here, everyone.
What's up, Dave?
No, I think Dave's not here.
Dave's not here. Oh, okay. Cheers, everybody.
Drake, I want to know which one is one of your favorite plants from your outdoors harvest. Was that all Jadam only?
Let's see, you should be able to hear you while I just finish up the final touches on my coffee here, but I'll yell at you just in case. Favorite one is probably one of the plants that I had to let go because I keep saying if I had a gun put to my head, I'd assume it's got like either the hops latent or one of the very common mosaic viruses, but I do not know, and looks are very deceiving. But it's definitely got something wrong with it. So I've been super delicate with it the whole season, and I was letting it go. But my goodness, I'm going to share a picture of just the stalk on it was the largest out of all of them, which means nothing, but it was just cool to see. But the profile, you look at the plant wrong and you just got that, like, if you know Nukin or like a specific Romulan, the smell. You could be told whatever, it's whatever plant they want to say, and you'll be like, nope, that's Nukin. It turned beautiful colors. I'm excited to process it. Nice heads. And then aside from that, probably, the Roberts Creek Congo and just overall the different profiles, because we have a few of the cultivars I've ran inside a couple of times. So I get to see now the difference outdoors. And this is the first season where it's been all like strictly, shush, Mr. Puppy. It's been strictly Jadam. And on like we've done, I keep saying about an 80% run of it. So I had like all the standard things you would need, but we've been really taking it to an extreme because I'm only 60 square meters here. So it's easy to deal with. So instead of just having, base fertilizer and maybe the grass clipping, the one additional liquid fertilizer, I got like 16 or 18 different selective, like secondary fertilizers, liquid fertilizers, and then we have got, there's different levels of them, and you use them at different phases. So we're inputting different ferments at different times to really correlate with the season. For example, I messed up because I've had it placed in a different area because it just finished at the right time. So right at the end of the season, right before we harvested, I was going to add in the peach fruit JLF. Liquid fertilizer, and that's just going to attribute a little bit to ripeness, sweetness, and just those factors in which a rotting, fallen fruit would provide. But I forgot. So there's a whole lot of different things we're using in that aspect, but only about 80% overall. I messed up just certain things, like didn't do the foundational properly, didn't do every single application exactly on time, but we're pretty damn close, and I can, definitely figure out exactly what percent we did it because we have everything recorded from the start to finish from our foundational. So like, for instance, I know right now we used 10,500 liters of water the whole season. So that was once a week I watered. The water would be the JMS JLF combination, and at a rate of 5 gallons per 3 by 3 foot, or by 3 foot squared, by meter squared. Fucking me and my different measurements over here. But yeah, for a meter squared, I used a 5 gallon bucket. And next year is going to be great. Next year we're doing 100%. We're giving it. We're going to have pretty much everything, except I'm not going to have like the human feces. There might be a couple other things I don't have. Everything else we should have locked down. And then, I got to get on the jam mineral water so I can remineralize and, stabilize like the DQ water and the ROSS water or rainwater, and then use all that for our JMS. But yeah, really exciting. It's crazy to see what the plants could do with such minimal water. Like that's the amount of water that like some people use on plants that get similar sized in 3 waterings. Because it's like I have 33 plants going.
But did it rain a lot out there? Does it rain a lot out there in the summer?
So summer, no, like we got up to 50 degrees. We had record temperatures here. Lots of people lost their crops because of how hot it was. And my plants didn't even ask for water. It was incredible. Sorry, that's a lie. There's 4 plants in the back in an area where I just threw extra plants where there was like 4 plants over a 6 foot by 2 foot area. So too close together, but just encouraged them to grow a little, tighter than wider. And yeah, they asked a little bit, but same thing. I think they got an extra
Well, okay,
5 gallons over that area. But
so I also believe that we overwater. Just like outside. Oh man, really spam risk. You're gonna call me right now in my life. Spam risk, really? Come on. I really believe that overwatering is the way of what everybody wants us to do, because what does that do? It pushes the fertilizer out of your bags. It pushes everything out. So they want things, to flood out. So I think that people overwater naturally anyways outside, but definitely I think that jadam, the way that stuff like aerated the ground that I saw, when I did it, I didn't do enough of it. Like Drake did way more than I did. I did parts of the system. I didn't follow it to the T. And like, I was crazy how even it aerated in my tent. It aerated the pots in my tent doing that jadam stuff. And I was just like, whoa. And it started building mycelium on top of the soil. And I was really blown away with how it actually works. I'm pretty impressed with it, actually.
So far, I'm at about 10 grams wet weight of loss from botrytis. No PM.
Yeah.
This is insane. So for the last 3 weeks of flower, we were over 77% humidity, majority of it. And every night after like 9, it went above 85. And again, majority of those, it was over 92. We're talking like these fucking plants in the end of their flower were in a clone dome, essentially outdoors. And we're getting up to maybe 12, 13 Celsius. So 50, 55 Fahrenheit or whatever the hell. I'm probably a little off there, but like we're getting to areas where the plants generally don't even really metabolize well. So that's the warmest point of the day. And then the whole time they're pretty much in a clone dome. And for the last 3 weeks, because we stayed on the jadam protocol, no real issues that we noticed. I was really anal with all my cover crops, surrounding plants, giving them the hard sulfur applications throughout once weekly, following the jadam protocol as well. But like where you'd be dealing with, because we have a lot of morning glories. Those morning glories I've seen in my rookie opinion definitely transmit to the cannabis. I think that's one of the, because there's so many different kinds of PM and usually they're specific to certain plants, but I believe the morning glory that we have here definitely transmit, because I watched that in years prior infect my crop in my mind. Or just causation versus correlation. The PM that fucking hit the cannabis plant happened right where the morning glory was touching it, but also that would cause a poor environment. So it's definitely plausible. So that's why causation correlation, we ought to be careful with that out there, everyone. But nonetheless, solved all those issues. The largest sections of the garden are in the drying tent right now. So the areas where the mold will most likely be, I haven't got through. I got through all the smaller stuff, everything, golf ball size for the most part, maybe a little bit bigger than that, but kind of golf ball largest, and then like tops and so on and so forth, smalls, and all that was chopped very delicately, but precisely, and then broken down and put into, just the standard zigzag half-pound bags. So we're going to process them into hash, but we made sure to like cut them down to like probably finger size, thumb size, half thumb size pieces. So I could really make sure there was no molds or mildews. We had good LEDs, and, we did quite a bit of it on the stream here live because we had nothing better to do since we were trimming all day. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. That's going to be where it really comes through or doesn't in the dry tent in the next we're 12 days in. So in another 3 days, we'll probably start and then go for the next whatever week or so it takes us. And I just keep that tent ideally at, curing conditions, 61, 62% and 60 degrees.
Hey,
But anyways, yeah.
You ever pop off a little nug and test smoke it? Or are you always just doing the oil?
Once it's dried and we start, putting it into whatever containers for curing, I will definitely sample the products in flower form. I'm not against flower. I just don't like having like as much. I don't like the amount it takes for me to get where I need to get like medicated. So like I'll try them out for the flavor, for the effects, to see how the ring of oil is, to see if they burn nice. You know, you need to know all the good stuff. But like if I'm trying to seriously medicate and I don't have a dab rig, I'm just puffing doobies one after another. And it's by no means any sort of like, oh, I gotta smoke joints all day long. It's like, fuck, I gotta smoke joints all day long. Like it's, I don't mind, but like I just in this area too, I've been, you know, the whole standard stoner mentality of being kind of like pushed down and shunned for our whole fucking life. It's like, I don't necessarily like, there's the fuck off and like the smoking the doobie is like a statement, snowboarding or something like that. And then going and shredding and doing shit people usually can't, to be like, haha, athletes fucking do this shit too. But then there's like the standard, I don't really want to just be reeking up a storm in public. Like I'd rather be extremely medicated and no one knows the difference. And then after you have a, you know, pretty thoroughly educated conversation with them, be like, I am fucking ripped. Holy shit. And they're like, what? And you'll be like, oh yeah, just crushing like fucking 15 or whatever, I guess 150 milligrams and a fat dab. They'll be like, oh my God.
I had no clue.
Yeah. So that's always fine.
I want to show you all something. Have you seen the Puffco pen? Look,
Nice. I haven't seen one in person. No. How do you like it?
I got it for free. I bought it was $200 for 3 grams, but I got it for $150. So I got 3 grams in this. Like I didn't even pay for it. So it's a really 510 thread, right?
Okay.
Check it out. It's really just a 510 thread, and then they put this silicone thingy in there.
So that's just refillable.
Oh, and you just use this thing and it stirs it in there.
Oh,
And you can get so hammered, right? Just privately. It's amazing. I like it. I'm giving them to my kids for Christmas.
oh that's
I've heard
awesome.
a lot of people complaining about the Puffco pens.
It's
What was
so
the complaints
high,
you've heard?
You're just so high. It's so clean and you're so high. It's amazing.
Are they purists? Are they heavy dabbers?
Yeah, like after a while, the pen starts breaking down and it doesn't work,
Overheat.
and retailers won't take it back.
Yeah,
You know,
It
but
kinda
that's with
sucks,
all
but-
of that. So come on. I mean, okay,
works.
sorry, but I bought like what, a $3,000 appliance and it's only good for 1 year warranty. And you guys are complaining about 2 or 3 or $40 items. I don't know. What do you expect these manufacturers to do, y'all? Come on. And then so many people, oh, I dropped it. And then I claimed I didn't do anything to it. It just broke. And I'm
That's
sorry.
just
Okay.
people. Yeah.
And okay,
Get one, man. They're fun.
I'm gonna say something right now. If you're going out and you're buying a flat iron and you're using it to press hash and you're breaking it and then you're taking it back to that store, oh, I broke it. That's a little dishonest, y'all. That's pretty fucked up. You know what? That's fucking karma.
30% of the audience just puckered up.
That's fucking karma, and that shit's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. Mark my words.
You know what? Maybe those three. What if you need to press your hair at 600 fucking pounds per square inch? Come on. I want my hair to be straight, damn it. Have you seen these waves?
Wait, we don't like
are
people
beautiful
being
waves.
we don't like people being dishonest to us. We need to start setting examples. I'm sorry. People don't talk about enough of this shit. You know? You aren't listening to your grandmas anymore. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything nice at all. What happened to all those things? Like, are we all forgetting that shit?
Out the window.
Fucking gone. I guess I'm a grandma. I'm not a grandma yet, but oh, by the way, we got an uncle in chat. Happy Uncle Sizzy Sam's an uncle in chat, y'all. Let's do a
Right
dab
on,
for Sammy Sizz.
That's
And I think we have had an amazing show hanging out. I think we've talked long enough. I think let's dab one out, and we're gonna be live back on Wednesday. I think Lemon Hoko has another breeder cast. If he doesn't, we'll have somebody here. We'll do something Wednesday. We'll have something going on Wednesday. So we'll be back here Wednesday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. ish, I guess ish, because we're getting kind of 9:30 ish. Sometimes our guests are late.
9 a.m., 10 a.m., remember?
Yeah. But now it's going to be an hour early, you guys. I'll be ready early on time because,
Yeah,
right, we're going to have that hour early tomorrow. You guys are all going to get up. And I heard someone in chat. Okay, we're going to talk about this. There was also someone in chat. I can't remember who it was. Sorry, but you said we need to get healthy. We need to get off our asses. That isn't how you said it, but I'm saying it. You need to get off our asses and we need to do stuff. Get up and do stuff. We're unhealthy as people because we sit too much. We're watching too much TV. We're watching too much of this. We're watching too much YouTube. At least get up and dance. Put on some tunes and rave. That's what y'all should do. Okay, let's stab one out. Salty.
Yes, why Mill? Hey, how did that garlic come out? Drake, he must have the best weed in the whole world. He's so like perfect with it.
It's exciting because I know every day it can keep getting better. And that's what's exciting. And it seems to be. Even like I just posted a nice picture of day 47 and I'm blown away. Could look nicer for sure, but I got some nice heads and some long capitate stalks. And it looks like it's going to be extra hashy. So I'm excited.
The life
for
you're
that.
living is amazing, bro. Like I never even got to mess. All y'all are trimming. It's October. There's weed everywhere. We're over here budgeting for fucking Ace. Tara, how much oil did you get out of that whole harvest you just did? How much?
Oh, dude, you won't know. I won't know for a long time.
But it'll last you like a few 6 months or whatever.
I hope it better. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm really crossing my fingers. I'm really hoping I don't have to buy much oil this year. I'm hoping none.
Right.
I really would like to think that, but it all depends on what return you get. Like right now, this cure is so important. Like Drake's talking, in this cure, you could lose the mold. You could lose it to anything right now. You cannot count those eggs before they're hatched right now, y'all. It's scary. Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.
Hope y'all peace, love, health, and happiness out there. Cheers.
I'm still screwing around with that coffee somehow. I don't even have it yet. I'm masterminded.
Coffee's
Doing
gonna
a
be
million
next
things
big
at
one.
once.
Is coffee the next big weed?
Well, maybe at least you'll get a dab in.
The next big what is what, where, when?
Coffee the next big strain?
I mean, I'm all for it.
Is it like most requested or something?
We'll have to get it. We'll have to get it from Kaya. Kaya's got an F7, I think, coming out of coffee. I think I saw is releasing this year.
Exciting.
Kaya's Coffee out of Seattle, Pacific
I tell
Northwest
you,
roots.
I'm buying land out there.
He's awesome. He's really cool. He's awesome. Well, you guys, thanks for joining us, Salty and Green Goddess. Y'all go check these two out. They're out on Instagram, and you can check Green Goddess. She's got a YouTube channel. She's all over the web. She's flying around. You'll see her in and out of chat. We love her hanging out here. Hopefully she'll hang out more with us. We got to talk more of this natural farming this next year and really go down that rabbit hole. I'm really excited to do it more with you all. And thanks again for tuning in. Drake, any final words?
No, you said it all. Peace and love, everyone. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're tuning in. Thank you so much. And please like, share, subscribe. Have a good night.
Bye, y'all.